Hello, how are you today? Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Jane, and this is another episode of Art with Jane Monteith. So we're going to be going for this effect today with just three ink colors. So if that's something that you're interested in watching today and learning, then please stick around. That's coming up right now. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start with this technique. As you can see on this page, I've got a few other methods, as you can see here, of achieving different results. And I do have different videos depending on, what it is that you'd like to learn about alcohol ink. If you're interested in learning about the metallics, I have a good video on using gold metallic. So I'll leave a link to that in this video and you can check that out if you'd like to. And I also have a basic beginner's video with different techniques that you can try using alcohol ink. So I love using Yupo paper, and obviously that is one of the substrates that you use to create effects and paintings with alcohol ink. There are other ways, but I primarily work on Yupo. And the reason that I love Yupo paper so much is for several reasons, but primarily it's because it's very, very thin, it's very, very smooth, and it has great integrity, meaning that it holds up really well to a number of applications, especially if you're mounting your art onto wood panel, which is what I do with all of my art. I mount it on wood panel and then I resin over my artwork. So this is the type of panel that I use. It's a birch panel, wood panel, 1.5 inch gallery wood panel. So I've had a number of questions, how do I go about mounting the paper to the wood panel? And I'm going to be doing a video shortly on exactly that, because there are specific products that you need to use, and there's a specific technique that really helps with getting the right result and that sort of thing. So I'll come out with that at a later time. But using the Yupo paper is a great product because, as I said, the substrate doesn't fall apart. If you put other papers onto wood panels, sometimes you'll find that it breaks or tears easily and it doesn't hold up well to whatever product you're using to adhere it to. So anyway, a video for another time. But today we're going to go ahead and create this look right here. So let's get started. And of course you'll need your Yupo paper. Mine is I just buy mine in sheets from my local art store. You can buy Yupo paper online. A lot of times stores actually don't carry it. I've been into Michael's and they don't have Yupo paper yet, but maybe in your location they do. If they don't, then again, I'll put a link down below where you can purchase Yupo paper online. I hold down my Yupo paper with washi tape. I really like using this particular tape. It produces really nice crisp lines as well. So okay, so you go ahead and tape down your paper, trying not to touch too much of the surface because you want to work with a lint-free, dust-free environment. Then I use my three basic inks that I've got today that I've mentioned already: a Sunbright Yellow and a Baja Blue and a magenta pink called Senorita Pink. These are actually some of my favorite colors from the Jacquard line. And then you'll need a very, very cheap, inexpensive throwaway brush. You're really only going to be using this one time. You can try and use cleanup solution to clean it, but you'll never get all of the color out. So if you're using the technique that I'm going to be using today, when you swipe it, then you're going to have color left over in the brush, and then that of course will change the effect. Your paintbrush and your Yupo paper and your colors, and we're pretty much ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just show you the crisp lines that you get with the washi tape as well. That's not long enough. Okay. And you don't have to buy the decorative washi tape. It's actually more expensive. It's just what I happen to have. But you can just buy the plain washi tape. You can order it online. and that will work. So any kind is fine. Okay, so I've got my cleanup solution, and I've got a couple paint brushes. The other thing you can do is put your cleanup solution in a little spray bottle. You get some really neat effects with that. But today I'm just going to show you just how we get the look that I showed you earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ink on my page. Off there. Yeah. And actually you can see that I've handled this paper quite a bit because if you like to use alcohol ink and you just do the circles and then you build layers on circles, you'll find that they won't spread properly and you'll get not a nice finish. Okay, maybe put some yellow down here. So this is generally how I always start off. And I think just go ahead and start with the cleanup solution. Now I have used this brush earlier today, but with the same colors. So hopefully it will continue to work. Okay, so as you can see there, depending on how long you wait for your product to dry, you'll get different effects coming through the ink. So okay, I'm gonna put some more cleanup solution there. Now, if you decide that you don't like the colors or you've made a mistake, you can't necessarily correct it in that, you know, erase it or wipe it off. What you have to do is take the cleanup solution and wipe right over it with a paper towel. And then you can kind of start from scratch. But sometimes the mistakes that you make, you can just start working over top of them and you end up getting different results that you didn't think you were going to get. So for example, you can put the cleanup solution on the paper towel like this and you get a different kind of effect that way. And then you can put your ink right onto your paper towel and start dabbing and incorporating different colors that way as well. Okay, got a few others here. Then once that's dried, then you can start dropping your cleanup solution in the center of the other ones, so it'll spread that way. And I'm gonna put some spray on this one, and I'm gonna just draw down here. That's another method I like to use, is just drawing with the cleanup solution. Okay, I'm going to put some more blue down on this side. So remember to go both directions with your brush. And okay, so I'm gonna put that across like that. Put the solution across, and then just again, start pulling it down. Okay, so let me just show you how the close-up looks so far. So you can see here the washi tape and the effects that are panning out right now. The results are turning into this. So again, there's my my swipe technique that I love to use, and then I'm actually going a different direction over here, more of a yellow sort of bubble effect on a greeny gray background. But I truly love the pink and the yellows. So let me continue on and I'll show you the swipe part. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a little bit more here, but I'm going to take off the tape so you can see the crisp lines that you get with the washi tape. So amazing. Really, really nice and crisp. So depending on, you know, your goal or the result that you're trying to achieve, just remember you can use washi tape on anything and it won't tear your paper, even on watercolor. It works really, really well. So I think I'm going to put some more blue down here, and I'm going to actually use my brush now and start brushing it on. So there's lots of different tools that you can use to create these different effects. It's not just dropping circles. And then what I like to do is, once I've got a dry layer here, I will drop some cleanup solution in there as well, so you can get a dotted effect. So I'll do that in a moment here. And let's just draw some on there. I'll use this tooth. Okay, so you can see how you can build the layers, and if you want to create even landscapes and things like that, you can do that as well. And then what I like to do is take my cleanup solution and I will actually, let's see, I'll just pour some actually into the cap. Now, I'm really bad for this, but you really should try and keep your caps clean. Don't mix them with different colors. Try and keep them on the same product color, and it'll keep you or help you from mixing colors, but obviously I don't do a very good job of that. You can see that I've mixed the colors. So anyway, next step is to just put a little bit in the cap. You don't need much. And also, if you drop it into like a bowl or anything like that, the alcohol ink, or sorry, the cleanup solution will just dissipate. It dries into evaporates into the air very, very quickly. So this is the reason why you want to keep your colors separated, because it'll mix into whatever color you're putting it onto. So obviously I have pink in this cleanup solution, so then I'm going to have pink going into my layer here. So this again is another technique with a little paintbrush, just dabbing the cleanup solution to get these little dotted effects. Okay, so I'm going to leave that aside over here. And then the final thing that you can do to get sort of like the swipey look over here is just gonna pour a little bit more blue right over here, like so. And then you leave it for just, you know, like a couple seconds. You'll get used to knowing how long to wait to get the effect that you want. And then you drag like that. Looks amazing. It's such a great medium to work with. And if you don't have patience, like I said myself, I don't have much patience. I need to see results really, really quickly. Then this is totally the medium for you, because it honestly dries within minutes. Now you can use, like I said, I've used before in other videos, wherever it is, I can't find it right now, the extender. You can use that also. This here will help you get sort of an extension basically of time to work with. But you know what, I tend to use a cleanup solution quite a bit, and like I said, it dries really quickly. It actually produces, or you can see the effects in the color. It really doesn't do it justice until you actually work with it in person. And then you know, you just put resin over top and then you just get an even better finish. So here's an example of the actual other pieces of paper that I've used. So all of my work, when I create my artwork, is all hand done Yupo with different types of textures and techniques. So these are just cut up pieces, and I just, you know, trial and error is all you need to do, and give it a go. Your comments and feedback are totally appreciated. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you're new and you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing so you can receive art tips on a weekly basis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon.